stay away from XPO no matter what, because you're going to play. You'll get paid what your rate confirmation says, but anything beyond that you're actually entitled to, detention, layover, whatever, no. I want to tell everyone about a recent experience I had when I made the mistake of taking a load through XPO. Now, typically I'm not going to get up here and badmouth brokers and carriers specifically by name, but this was such an extraordinarily unnecessary experience, and it's not over yet. So I just felt compelled to share and kind of give everyone fair warning. XPO is a pretty good sized company, and from time to time, you'll find loads from them on the DAT board and other places. I had put an offer in on this load that was going up to Clarksville, Tennessee from the Charlotte area. And at first they rejected my offer, and then 2 hours later they came back and, hey, we decided to accept your offer. So I picked up the load, everything, no problem, and took it on over to Clarksville, and I was literally 12 miles from my delivery location. And then the broker calls and tells me, hey, due to the weather, they've closed until Monday. So this is on a Friday right around noontime whenever I got the call. I had to be there by, I think it was 3 p.m. I realize the broker has no control over what a shipper does or a receiver does. I get that. But what really ticked me off, I guess, was, here it was around noon. A winter storm blew through Thursday night, and, it left a pretty significant amount of snow and ice for the area. And most employers are going to tell all of their staff, hey, listen, due to the weather, we're going to stay closed today. And they're going to do that the night before or early the morning of. Train decided to wait until noon on Friday and then close because of the weather. So I had to sit up in Oak Grove, Kentucky for the weekend, until Monday morning. But throughout the course of the trip, from the time I went to go pick up the load until the time that I actually delivered the load, every few hours XPO will contact you. They'll call you and email you, or one or the other or both, and want an update on the status of the load. Well, supposedly I was going to be paid, my time for laying over for the weekend, blah, blah, blah. They would call me, and I'm like, left hand apparently doesn't know what the right hand's doing, because you guys contacted me and told me to just wait until Monday. So why do you keep contacting me wanting to know when I'm going to deliver the load? And you're doing this every few hours. Maybe you guys need to, I don't know, maybe put some notes about the load in your computer system. But then, to this day, and this has been almost 2 weeks ago, to this day, no one has ever answered my question about my getting paid for layover. I even went in and I submitted this survey, and the lady contacted me, wanted to know why I answered the survey the way I did, and I wrote her back, and she, I'm sorry that you had such a bad experience. What can I do to help, etc. And I wrote her back and said, well, how about if I send you this email thread and you try and get me some answers. I've never heard back from her, so apparently it didn't bother her that much. So, I can tell this is going to take me a while. I'll get my money eventually, one way or another. I'm not overly concerned about that. But I will never take another load for XPO ever again. Their communication stinks. The way that they choose to compensate people, or allegedly compensate people for layovers, the way they compensate allegedly for detention, they don't pay you squat. Literally, they don't pay squat. So I want to forewarn everyone about XPO. Stay away from them at all costs. Usually I would say only use a company that's bad. If you're in an area and they've got a load and you really need a load to get out of a particular area, I would say, sure, go ahead and use them. That's how I use TQL, for example. But this company is so blatant about screwing drivers over. I wouldn't even recommend that you use them just to get out of an area. I would say stay away from XPO at all costs. Don't take any loads for them ever under any circumstances. Unless they want to pay you up front, which we both know that's not going to happen. I should have known better than to fool with them, but that's a whole nother can of worms. My recommendation to every owner operator out there, stay away from XPO no matter what, because you're going to play, you'll get paid what your rate confirmation says, but anything beyond that you're actually entitled to, detention, layover, whatever, no, you're not going to get that. So if they want to improve their level of communication with people, if they want to get serious about working with drivers, well then, we can all reevaluate things. Their communication absolutely stinks. And I'm trying to remember this broker's name that I dealt with. He had kind of an unusual name. I would have to go back and look through the email to find his name. But I have sent emails to, I'm going to say, no less than 6 different individuals and probably 2 different group emails. So I think what I'm going to do, once I get this video processed and edited and put online, I think I'm going to send an email blast to the 200 and something email addresses I have for XPO, including the executives of the company. And I think I'm going to give them a private viewing of this. Not to mention, I'm going to put a link to this video on the various social media platforms. I want every driver in the industry to know to stay away from XPO no matter what. I don't care if they're going to offer you $20 a mile. That's pipe dream, because they ain't going to pay you $20 a mile unless it's in your rate confirmation. So just beware. Avoid XPO if you possibly can. I would deadhead home before I ever took another XPO load. There's nothing that could ever get me to take another load for them. Not even if it's just an unbelievably great rate. Anyway, that's my rant for today. So I'll stop here, but guys, you know, if you encounter brokers like this, please let me know, and let's expose these guys. Let's let others in the industry know. Stay away from them, because all that does is hurt us. It doesn't hurt them at all. It just hurts us. So, you know, we're the ones who lose, and we're the ones actually doing most of the work. So please feel free, send me an email. You can send it to contact@truckinggenius.com, truckinggenius.com, and you can email me or just put it in the comments below. But let's tell everybody about these guys and expose them for the frauds that they are, and maybe owner-operators will stop wasting time trying to work with these guys. Anyway, I digress. That's it for today. I'll see you next time. Be careful on these wintry roads. Accidents can happen so quickly and easily. Everyone be safe. I'll see you. Bye.